Okay, Mona, this one's for you. This is, I'm going to do a pod and kind of show you how to get that going. So I'm on the dashboard right now, grades dashboard for World History, third period, 9th through 11th grade. And I am going to go to post. First, I'm going to look and see what I need to do. I need to do next week, which is going to be Rome, the second section of Rome. So 3 and 4, sections 3 and section 4. So I'll make a pod for those. So I'm going to go post Juno pod, and I'm going to new upload Juno pod, new, and I'm going to call this World History, Chapter 8, Section 3, 9/11, because it's 9th through the 11th grade. And this is going to be a lesson. Do we want to do a lesson or do we want to do a test? They have the book to pull the answers out of, so let's do it as a test. Let's click new. And so I'm going to pull the questions from the book, and I have my copy of the book here so that I don't have to paste, or I don't have to type it. I can copy and paste it. So let me make this a little bit smaller so that I can go through my pages. All right, there's the next page, the next page, until I get to section 3. There's section 3. Okay, and those are all my questions. So I'm going to copy and paste. And there's my question. I'm going to go over to Jupyter and I'm going to paste it. Now you wanted me to do multiple choice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to split this up into 2 questions to make it easier for me to do that. So I'm going to take that out, make a new question, and put that into another question. So let me go back to the first one. And you kind of have to, just think about how you want to do the questions and how you want to, set it up. And in this case, this is going to be a list of things. Give the titles that indicate Octavian's authority as emperor. So I am going to make this a multiple answer, and I'm going to list at least 1 or 2 that are not his titles, and then they have to check all that apply. And I'm going to change this to say check, or let's select. I like select better. Select all the titles that indicated Octavian's authority as emperor. And I'm going to look in the book, and I'm going to go Princeps is 1, Caesar is another, Imperator, Pontifex, Maximus, and Augustus. And then I'm going to add actually it's Augustus. I'm going to add, I'm just going to make up something right quick, something that sounds like it's probably good. I'm going to say, because he was Roman, and his name is Octavius, or Octavian, I'm going to call it Octavianus. I'm going to say Octavianistic, and I'm going to put let's put, I don't know, this is where you can get fun. Kinglyship. You just make up a word. All right, so the correct ones are going to be these here. And you don't have to worry about mixing them up, because the system will do that. Right here where you say choices in random order, it's going to mix these up for each one of the students. They'll get a different mix. So you could just put the first answer, the right answer in, and not have to worry about trying to mix it with the other questions. It'll automatically do that. So then I'm going to say, because this is multiple answer, I'm going to say 1 point per item they get correct. So every one of these check marks they get correct, they get a point. So they could get up to 5 points for that question. All right. Ooh, that got large on me. Number 2, what great event took place during his rule? And that was the birth of Jesus Christ. So the birth of, if I can spell, the birth of Jesus. And that is the correct answer. But I'm going to put I'm just going to make up, do some things that I know. The Trojan War wasn't close, but let's do the birth of Jesus, the Trojan War. Let's do the Odyssey. Just to kind of throw them, words that they've seen before that they might not get right. Let's see, is there another event that happened during that time? Let's put the flood, just for funsies. And then they can, hopefully they'll get the right one, but you never know. All right, so next question. I'll go back over here to my book, and I will copy number 2 all the way down. And I'll go over here to Jupyter, and I'll paste it in. You could type it if you don't have a copy and paste system. Just type in the question that you want. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of these out, and I'm going to put them in new questions. I'm going to separate them because that makes it easier for the students to answer when they only have one question at a time. So who were the Claudian emperors? This says, I'm going to make this another multiple answer where they can pick. I'm going to say select all that apply. And then I'm going to type in their names. And I have Tiberius, Caligula, Claudius, and Nero. And I'm going to put Octavian in here because we just talked about him. So that will give it, they've got something that they can get wrong. And I'm going to put Augustus in here too, just for the sake of having something to mix it up. So again, you don't have to put them in any kind of mixed up order because the system's going to do that for you anyway. So you just type in the right answers, mark them correct, and then you can make up some other answers to go around that, and it'll mix them all together. All right, so then I'll go to the next question, and I'll do the same thing. Which one ruled during, all right, instead of which one, because it's a different question, I'll put which Claudian emperor to make it clear. Ruled during, is that right? Yeah, that's spelled right. Which Claudian emperor ruled during the earthly ministry of Jesus Christ? And that would have been Tiberius. So Tiberius would be the right answer. But I'm going to look back and put all the other names of the other guys. Caligula, Claudius, and Nero. So they could choose from these guys that were our Claudian emperors. And then I'll go to the next question. Which one initiated the first great outbreak of persecution against the Christians? and that would have been Nero. So what I'm going to do is I'm just go back over here and I'm going to copy all of these. Right? I'm just going to go back and forth. There's no sense in me having to type that when all I need to do is copy. And sometimes it'll go away. Just click more and you'll get it back. And Nero is the right one. And then I'll click Nero as correct. Okay, so let's just say I'm done. And that's all the questions I wanted to put in. That's not. I'll do some more for this pod. But what I'll do is, let's say I'm done. I'll go back and I'll preview it. I'll go to the first question and click preview. And then I look at it to see how the student sees it and make sure that it's okay. And then you can actually run through it and pick the right answers to make sure that it does what you want it to do, right? So I'll pick this one, and this one. And then I'll go to the next one. And that will be the birth of Jesus. And then I'll go to the next one. Who are the Claudian emperors? Select all that apply. This one, this one, this one. And was it Octavian? No, it was Augustus. No, it wasn't. It was Nero. All right, those four. So you see how it'll mix them up, just having those two extra ones in there. I've got the answers in front of me. But it does. It mixes them in. So you don't have to worry about that. And again, it mixed them up. And that would be, what was that? Tiberius. And then this one was Nero. And then that would be, grade it now. But it takes me right back to the beginning, right? So because I am doing your pods, it's actually under my name, so I have to go back and find it. And that's why I put the WH in front of it, so I can tell the difference. So now here's this one. And I'm going to put the right format because I changed it. I didn't look at it before I did it. I'm going to copy this. First, let me change the name. All right, now it looks like everything else. Section 3. I'm going to copy this to you. You don't have to worry about this. This is what I have to do to get the pod over to your section. So you can ignore this part. This, however, we're going to go down here. We're going to make a new assignment, and it's going to be for next week, for Monday of next week. So I'm going to click date, and this is today. So Monday of next week will be the 11th, and I'm going to say Chapter 8, Section 3. And I'm going to type it in, read Section 3 of Chapter 8, and complete the questions in the attach Junopod, right? And then I'm going to attach the Junopod, which would be Chapter 8, Section 3, and I'm going to click Attach. And then I'm going to decide how I want. Do I want them to see their score when they turn it in? Do I want them to see the ones they missed? Do I want them to see the answer key? Those are questions that you have to ask yourself. I'm going to show them the score and the missed questions, but not the answer key. They can look for the answer. If you don't show them the answer key, then that gives them the opportunity to look for the answer or to solve the problem on their own and bring it to you. So that they can get extra credit. But if you show them the answer key or you give them the answer, then they're not doing it on their own. Then they're just writing down what you've written down. And that doesn't count for anything. So then I'll say set online now. And then you look over here and voila. You have your module ready for them to use. Okay. I'm going to detach this just because I'm not through with the module yet. I'm going to go back and add some more questions to it. But that's all you really have to do. You have to type in the question that you want to use, and then you type in your options and select the correct answer. And then you save it. That's really all there is to it. So I'm going to go back in and here's how you would edit it. If you have to leave it and come back, you just go back to your GenoPods. You select it, you click View, and then up here in the corner, you click Edit. And that takes you right back to where you left off. And now I can add some more questions. And that's what I'm going to do. So if you need more after this, just give me a call. And I know this was kind of fast, but it's really fairly straightforward. You click New Question. You type in your question. You type in your choices. You select which one is the correct one. And then that's it. The only thing different is that when we have these multiple answer questions, that's where more than one answer is correct. And when you have a list of names, that's probably a better option. And then you can give them a point for every one they get correct. So they could get up to 5 points for this one question. If you don't do that, then they have to get absolutely everything correct and they only get 1 point for the whole question. So it's up to you whichever way you want to do it. But this is the way that I typically do it for the work that I give my kids. So that way if they get 3 of them, they get 3 points. They don't miss the whole thing. You know, it's kind of a grace thing. So that's how you do it. I'm going to put some more questions in here and then maybe we can get together at some point. Maybe this will help you limp through until then. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.